Peter Fury, and don't forget to subscribe to Porky's Corner, because I've been a helmet of the month and you need to listen to me. Yeah? So follow him, yeah? And get the fella some followers up, for Christ's sake. He wears his heart on his sleeves, the good man Russ. So follow Porky's Corner, he says it as it is, and you know, I appreciate the helmet of the month, Russ. No problem.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome, mate.
Is the politics in boxing, as they always call it, or whatever it is behind the scenes, is that sometimes as much as a fight, you know, out of the ring?
Look, you say the politics, don't you? I look on the social media, yeah, and it's all cringe, utter fucking shite that I look at. Yeah? I turn it off. The speeches out some of them's mouth, the way they go on, the way they conduct themselves, they're not welcome through my fucking door. Yeah? I don't roll like that, you know. Listen, I'm not saying they're wrong. It's just the way I see it myself. I can't be bothered with all this arse licking up and down to get on a show. Yeah, you don't want me on the show? Fuck off, go somewhere else. You know, listen, it is what it is. You know, I can only speak how I see things. I think boxing has become a cringe sport for the dickheads that's in it. I'm interested in real fights, real fighting men, getting it down in here, getting it on in the ring. That's all we're interested in at the end of the day. We ain't interested in anything else. We ain't interested in sticking our chest out and wanting to be the best trainer in the world. We want to be this, we want to be that. You know, I want to be more famous than the fighter. Let's get rid of all that shit what I see on social media 24/7, yeah? And let's get the fighter where he needs to be. It's all about...
Hello all you hardcores out there, how are we doing? It's Russ here from Porky's Corner. Just at doctors a bit earlier, so I thought we'd do a video. It's very hard for me at the moment to come out with something positive. It's all negativity in it, and stuff I get sent negative. It can have an effect on you, can't it, after a while? But this is what boxing does to us, isn't it? But I just want to point out a few things. I've jotted a few things down, about 10 points what I want to make regarding boxing at the moment. What sort of sport is boxing where a guy like Don King's involved in boxing? Now, we all know about Don King, don't we? He's been invited to White House by every president from Jimmy Carter, you know, up to Donald Trump. I don't think Biden's had him there yet, but that's probably only just because of COVID. But this guy is a pimp, numbers runner. You know, killed 2 people. Do you know what I mean? And they're naming streets after him where he killed that person and things like that. And you know, people do their homework and look into these things. How's that possible? How is it possible at all? I don't know. I don't know how that's possible. Only in boxing could that happen, you know. We all know what happened, don't we? Last September I did that video. He got 20,000 views, and you know, it got took down, didn't it, for defamation. YouTube gave me the opportunity to dub out a certain person's name, and I said no. That's not how we roll. But I gave 3 boxers in the one video the opportunity to tell their tale, and they were telling stories about being aged 7 to 12, going back to their coach's house, wrestling around on bed in early hours at morning, waiting for Mike Tyson Holyfield fight, eating on full blast, all in the boxers stripped down. Hey, told me stories of bullying and this and that. We know which trainer we're on about, don't we? I also did a second interview with another ex-fighter. He never mentioned anything about roller hands on beds and that, but he did mention being bullied. Nothing's done, is it? Nothing's been said. You know, the said person, we couldn't get him off the internet for the last 10 years. He went quiet, didn't he, for about 4 months, and then piped up, didn't he? Oh, it'll blow over. Not going to blow over. Your peers know. People in boxing might not want to say anything to you, but they say it to me. So You won't get through my front door, and people I knock about with inboxing and speak to regular, you won't get in their homes as well. They may give you a nod at shows because they don't want to rock the boat, do they? But you're a wrong un and you know who you are. But this sort of thing happens all the time, and it's just swept away, innit? Swept away. I'm not the police, am I? It's not my job. I can let people tell their story on my channel. They tell the story, not me. I'm not accusing anybody. I'm letting them tell it. So the same person's not come out and made a statement yet. What are we on here?
On the right.
October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May. 8 months later, not made a statement. Accusations like that. Only in boxing, a bit like with Don King, innit? But like I said, I'm not the police. It's not my job, is it? I can let people come on here. They can have their say. If people want to come and take me on with lawyers, come and take me on. It's not come from my mouth. I did everything by the rules. So, but we'll park that one up for now. But we will come back to that at a later date. That's not going to go away. Drug testing. You know, we've got B samples going missing, and you know, nobody knows what's going on. People are getting 4-year bans for a first offence, and other people have got 3 offences, and they're getting 2-year bans. How can that be? How can that be? How is that transparency, and how is that consistency? It's like an house burglar, innit? Getting 3 months in prison for burgling somebody's house, and then shoplifter going 6 months, innit? That's how I look at it. So, but the people that are running the sport are self-appointed old farts, aren't they, really? But we've got promoters controlling the media passes for the press release, for the press passes. I know people, old stagers I call them. I don't mention the names, and I pull them all the time, and they shrivel. They shrivel up like prunes on the telephone to me when I set about them. Shrivel up like prunes, and all they can say is, well, it is what it is, or I've got a living to earn. What about what's right? People are getting punched in the head. All you old stagers, they need dropping. Not one of them asked one question at that Tyson Fury press conference about MTK or drug testing. Is there any drug testing? Or Dylan White's B sample, or no, Dylan White not turning up to press conference. Nobody set about them, did they? They're all frightened to death, weren't they? Hey, all nice and cosy, innit? And we know who the old stagers are, don't we? Do you know what I mean? We know who they are. Has any real boxing fans out there actually been and looked at the state of some of the shows that are going on at the moment? The state of some of the undercards. Has anybody been and had a look? How if you're comparing it from like even 5 years ago, but go back 10 years and compare it. Nobody's. I'm gonna smooth this. Nobody's saying a word, are they? Nobody's saying a word. Pull over it, a bit too dark under there. I couldn't see how good looking I looked. Cringe is that. But so at end of the day, right? This is how I look at it. Somebody's got to speak out. Nobody's speaking out, are they, at the moment? Only me. Nobody dare say out, dare they? Shithousers, off with their heads. That's what I say. Off with their heads. But and then we come to this latest debacle. You know, people getting British title shots coming off 2 losses. Are they just inventing rules up as they come along for certain promoters? Hey, what is all that about? Not losing 1 on trot, but 2 on trot. You know, we've got promoters digging journeymen up who've been past it 7 years, fat as pigs, Michelin men. 7 year out, oh, we'll dig him up. We'll give him a 4 round, and then we'll park him up a year, then we'll put him in a WBF international fight. I mean, what's all that about? Hey, how can that be? Hey, somebody's going to get hurt, aren't they? Is this what it's about now? Hey, if you say out to anybody, oh, he's my pal, innit? He's my pal. Yeah, he's your pal. You're going to get him hurt. Pushing 37-year-old. Putting him in title fights against donkey fodder. People buying titles. Yeah, look who got him there. It's gifts. Yeah, it's my pal, it's gifts. I don't want to see these certain people headlining. And we know what I'm on about. I don't want to see fighters who have been dug up after a year but had one fight and then they were missing 7 years. I don't want to see them dug up. What are we going to have next? Other fighters from Sheffield, like Ross Birkinshaw, we're going to have him dug up. You're going to dig him up, Dennis? After you've dug up John Fuchs? It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing, but who is signing off on these fights? Don't we have like a quality control at Border Control? Aye. What's the point in having rules if we're just gonna not stick to them? There's no point, is there? There's no point in having rules if we're not going to stick to them. That's how I look at it. Nearly £1 million in the last 12 months was spent on expenses at Boxing Border Control. They didn't pay any taxes. They just put everything that they took in fees and licence fees and everything else, put it through as expenses. So they had a right good do on that, didn't they? Oh, they had a good do on that. I've mentioned it before and I'll mention it again. When is the government going to step in? Hey, what about all these white collars? Certain promoters have give over 55 debuts in a year. 55 debuts. It's a record. It's unheard of. That's off one promoter. 55 debuts in a year. How many of them debuts are from army or white collar or unlicensed? How many? Padding records out to 8-0, 10-0. What happens when they get in with somebody who's really going to set about them? They're going to get hurt. They're going to get left on slab, are they? But they'll be signed off on the night and the promoter will be heading for the old Eddie Hills, won't he? When are government going to step in and save the sport? It's on its knees, isn't it? I can see it's on its knees. I have statistics to prove it. If I know about it, Bricktop and Eddie Hills will know about it as well. This is why it's a cash grab at the moment for a minute. They're all sucking up to these YouTubers. Hey, what's Eddie Hearn going to do if Jake Paul drops him? Jake Paul can go get on his surfboard and go missing 2 years, can't he? What's Eddie going to do then? Hey, she were alright. Hey, what's Eddie going to do then? Hey, he won't be able to do no, will he? It's utter madness. It's utter madness. But that cash grab at Wembley, did you see it? Even down to serving beer up it what waste and slops hard at Slop Tin. Did you see that? Not as sloppy as undercard though, were it? Frank Warren had a chance to say British boxing is back. It's at the top of the pile. You know, because it'd been missing, hadn't it, 5 years after Vladimir and Joshua. That was supposed to be peak, wasn't it? Fury's just beat that. They sold more tickets with Fury fight. And look what they've served up. Utter garbage. What's point in putting big purse bids in like that if you've not got the money and you're having to skimp? God knows what's going to happen with Dylan White's purse money. Ooh, see legal letters with that one, but... It just leaves a bad taste in my mouth, and I just wonder what everybody's thoughts on it all were, that's all. That's all. I just wonder what everybody's thoughts were, so, alright. So, peace out. Keep on trucking, keep supporting boxing. We keep trying, don't we? But how many more times can we have sand kicked in our faces by this sport? Hey, it's the sport that just keeps taking and taking and taking. They're putting prices up on pay-per-view. They're putting tickets on secondary marketplaces. They don't care for boxing fans, these people. They care for money, and it's time for change. It is time for change. We need government to come in and wipe it all out. If they have to lock them all up who've been corrupt. Give them some porridge. Let them know what it's all about in there. Because let me tell you this, all these that are going to go no comment that are staunch, when they get some, let me tell you, they'll all want to squeal. They'll sing like canaries when they get some, but and plenty of it as well. Let me tell you what they put boxing fans through, these promoters, in the last few years. Plenty of it they need, plenty shovel. If it were left to me and this was the 16th century, I'd have them all in stocks and stone them, what they've done to this sport. It's nearly give me an ulcer. Well, it did give me an ulcer. So, okie dokie. Right. Peace out. I better go face the old quack. Don't forget to like and subscribe. But most of all, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Am I right? These points that I've just brought up, or am I just being bitter and twisted and whining on all the time? Because I want to see purist fights and proper fights all the time. We're not going to get that, are we? We're going to get slop served up. Utter slop. Because that's what they're serving us up, aren't they? Alright. Peace out. Yeah, and another thing that needs sorting out with British Boxing Board of Control is these ticket deals. Promoters need to start selling shows correctly, bring fighters on ticket deals. They've got enough on the plate. We training and that, aren't they, and fighting. They mind running around selling tickets. It needs to go back to how it used to be. Peace out. Just to let you know, Dave Caldwell, that these allegations are not going to go away. This is just the beginning. So I think you need to come out and do an interview. I mean, any other time we can't get you off IFL, Behind the Gloves, Seconds Out, Boxing Social, Fight Hype. We can't get you off YouTube. So you need to come out and answer these allegations. You're more than welcome to come on Porky's Corner. You can do it by Zoom. You don't have to do it in your gym. You can do it by Zoom. And I'll ask you these questions from these lads. All right? And then once you've answered them, then I'm going to play a card that I've got up my sleeve and put this to bed. All right? So come out wherever you are.